Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and it brings me great pleasure to share with you my full review of the Freecom Silver Store. Now the Freecom Silver Store is a 2-bay NAS drive and you do get an awful lot for your money. But before I show you this product up close and personal, I've got some really exciting interview footage with Jan Willem Meiners, who's a business director at Freecom, and he very kindly takes us through some of the history and background of the company. So let's run that interview now, and then I'll be back with you for a closer look of the Freecom Silver Store.
Well, I'm happy to introduce Jan Willem Meiners, Business Director HDD for Freecom. Jan Willem, welcome, and tell us something about the history of Freecom.
Thank you. Well, I'm happy to do that. Actually, the company has been founded in 1989 by 3 entrepreneurs, 3 Dutch guys. Very active in the IT industry. They were selling computers, and these guys had a vision that storage would be the central point for the people in the modern life. Everything is about data storage, and next to that they strongly believed that storage would be an external device. Mm-hmm. And at these days, normally a storage device was integrated into the computer. It's quite interesting because before this interview I was thinking, okay, what were the first products that were really an example of that? And actually, this is one of the first hard drives that our company had, and you see it's a massive device.
Wow.
And the first drives we attached to the printer port, to the parallel port of the computer. Well, the transfer rate was extremely slow, but it was functional. And you have to consider at that time you had computers in offices, but there was no network existing. So if you want to make a backup of the computer, the responsible person for IT, they had to build in a very expensive SCSI card, and then with a single device had to make a backup of every single computer. But by integrating this parallel port technology, we made a very cost-effective way to make multiple backups of computers, and that was actually the start. And as it was a parallel port technology, the parallel is still in our logo. These 2 blue stripes that you see in our logo that represent parallel. So that's a bit of history of the Freecom brand.
Nice. So tell me a little bit more about the MG, about that magnesium drive.
Yeah, well, the magnesium, it's clear why we used that material, because of the look and feel, 100% environmental friendly and extremely light. Another inspiration was Apple. We wanted to have a hard drive especially for Mac users. And if you look at this drive and you put it next to a MacBook, you see that it has exactly the design patterns of your MacBook if you lay it down next to it. And we think it's extremely important to have such a things. If people invest a lot of money into the computer and into the Apple, definitely you want something that fits to that and complements the nice design that you already have on your desk.
Freecom also has NAS solutions, network storage solutions, and I see here a solution. Can you tell me something about that?
Yes, this is the Freecom Silver Store, and yeah, there's definitely a trend that nowadays the consumers, the customers are looking for network attached storage. There's a lot of offering in this field, but most of the network attached storage devices are very technical solutions, and you need a more than average knowledge to work with these devices. And what we wanted to do is bring it really back to basics, that everybody can use this device. So also this one. It can be connected to the router in your network. Two hardwares go inside that make a backup of on each other, or you can have it as one single volume. And the interesting part about this product is that it's so extremely easy to use and to access your data. Once you have it installed, it generates automatically a web address. If you have this web address via every PC or device that you have, you can go to your data. But even more interesting is that nowadays a lot of people have smartphones and tablets. And for all standards in the market, for Android, Windows, Apple, iPhone, we made apps, and with the help of this app, you access all your data here. And we even demonstrate now to our customers that over 3G, you can stream movies, you have all your pictures available, you can upload them, you can download them. And yeah, I truly believe that this is the essence of storage, that it is 24/7 available, easy to use, and always online.
So this is the Freecom Silver Store, and upon first unboxing the product, you really do get the impression of a superb build quality. This is a brushed aluminium casing, and it just feels superb. Now, as well as the unit itself, you do get some extra bits in the box. You get this Ethernet cable for connecting the Silver Store to your network. You also get a power brick, which has got an LED on the front here. The cable that's attached to the power brick has a little plug on here, and this goes into the back of the Silver Store device. And then we've got a figure 8 connector here, which connects to a country specific cable. Now this is a multi-voltage adapter as well, so it will work in many countries. Now in the box you also get 2 different country adapters, or at least in my model I did. I got a European adapter, 2-pin here, figure 8 adapter there, and then I've also got a 3-pin UK cable as well. Now if you're in a different country, you should get one of these specific to your country. Also in the box we get a CD, and this contains manuals and applications, so very good to get you up and running. Also contains a discovery application so that you can configure your device. And you also get a quick install guide, and this guides you through in full colour how to set up your device, how to gain access to the device and set everything up. And it's great that you get this quick start guide. I love the fact that there are printed instructions and you don't have to resort to that CD straight away. Now let's take a look at the Silver Store itself. This is obviously a side profile with the Freecom logo. On the front we have got some activity lights for hard disk activity, network activity and power. We've also got an on-off button in the middle here, and a USB 3 socket for if you need to extend the capacity with an external USB 3 drive, or transfer data at high speeds onto the internal drives in here. Now these are the 2 bays, and you can buy this already populated with drives, or you can buy just an empty case. This one happens to be the 6 terabyte model, so it's got 2 drives already in here, and these are 3.5-inch serial ATA drives. You can buy one with 2 1 terabyte drives in, giving you 2 terabytes capacity. You can buy a 4 terabyte one, 6 terabyte, or as I mentioned, totally unpopulated. And you pull these little flaps down here, and the arm comes out to a 45-degree angle. And to remove the drive you do have to pull quite hard. Let's see if I can do this. So we have to give it a good pull, and the drive releases. And let me just show you the drive. As you can see here, this is a Seagate Barracuda XT, 3 terabytes. Connections on this end of the drive, and to replace it back into the unit we just slide in like so, all the way in, and then locate it like that, and then click the lever back up into position. Now Freecom are working on a slight redesign of this lever so that when you pull it down to this position it does actually sort of release the drive a little bit, so you don't have to pull quite as hard. But as it stands, a firm pull removes the drive, and if you have a drive fail then of course you can swap it out for a new one. Now inside this box of tricks, before I show you the back of the device, we've got some really good processing power. We've got a 1 GHz Marvel 6283 processor, 128 megabytes of DDR memory and 128 megabytes of flash. And what this does is it means that when you're sending files backwards and forwards to the drive, it processes them a lot quicker and means that you get faster data transfer rates. That's really cool. Let's look around the back. This is where all the connections go on. We have got a fan which you hardly really ever hear. It is there, it aids in cooling the drives inside, but as I say, it's such a small fan that you're not going to really notice this too much. We've also got the input here for the power supply. We've got a little reset switch, Kensington lock. This is the Ethernet socket. This is up to 1000 megabits per second, so gigabit Ethernet. Another USB socket that supports up to USB 2 speeds, and that is it on the back panel. It's extremely easy to set up, and I'll show you a screenshot of the setup software now, and you use this to configure all of the various shares on the drive and how this is going to behave on your network. It works on PC or Mac, and it supports things like Samba, WebDAV, BitTorrent, Time Machine, AFP and Jumbo frames as well. Very, very configurable and a great performer. Now, so with all your files stored centrally on this network attached storage device, you can access them perhaps on your desktop computer, or if you've got a Mac laptop, perhaps a MacBook Air like I've got, I can access the files that are stored on here as well. Or if I've got a PC computer running Windows, I can access them as well. So this is just absolutely fantastic for if you've got lots of users all wanting to share some central storage. Now, Freecom takes it one step further than that. There's something called Tornado Private Cloud, and if you sign up for an account with Tornado, then it means that you can access your files anywhere in the world via a web browser. So even if you're not in your office or your house, you can access the files that you've stored on the Freecom Silver Store. This is a great device. It ranges in price depending on which model you go for. If you go for an empty one, so you're just getting the casing, obviously the processor and all of the workings of the device, but with no hard drives in it, it's going to cost you about £140 or around about $220 if you're in the US. The 2 terabyte version, which is the smallest capacity one you can buy, is going to cost you £320 or $490, and all the way up to the 6 terabyte version we've got here is going to cost you £700 or $1,050, and the 4 terabyte one falls somewhere in between. Well, I'm sure you'll agree with me that centrally storing your files for easy access across your network certainly does make sense, and the Freecom Silver Store is a great piece of hardware. It's got good build quality and some very good performance. Well, thanks very much for watching. I will see you all in the next video.